Zealand's only public service access television channel. You're watching Face TV.
Good evening, I'm Guy Cater. This is the Guy Cater Show. Tonight, one guest, one fascinating guest. Thousands of you have seen Captain Cook. Now tonight you'll meet the man behind the mask and hear his life story. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Sheridan. Good to have you back, mate.
Thank God. It's good to be back.
You were on the very first Guy Cater show.
I know.
With that beautiful Anita. And you did that beautiful mime act when she played, but there's so much more to you. You've been in New Zealand how long?
42 years or something like that. Yeah.
You're a Kiwi Cockney.
Yeah.
A Kiwi Cockney.
Oh, yeah.
And through that time, you've been a magician, comedian, clown, you even danced at Nambassa, fire eater, escapologist, strongman, actor. Where do we start? Let's try the beginning.
Where?
At the beginning.
At the beginning.
You came to New Zealand.
Come to New Zealand. Well, I come here like 1972. I think I arrived with my wife at the time and a baby on the way. And you know, when you arrive at the airport, they give you the old visa. Mm-hmm. He gave me 6 months. That was in 1972, and I went, oh my God, what am I going to do here? Anyway.
So you're an overstayer? I
was an overstayer, well, kind of, and I thought, well, where am I going to get into the country? So I decided to look through the papers, and there was a job at Oakley Hospital, the Nut House, right? And it was a cleaner. So I went along. I said, I'll have a job as a cleaner. He said, oh, don't be a cleaner, be a nurse. And I'm kind of looking at him going, is this a nutter? Anyway, I got a job as a nurse. And I had that for 2 years. They got me into New Zealand. And I really truthfully say that working in that environment was like working at a circus. You know, you had people that were, you know, had a place to go because they were sick, you know, mentally sick and all that. And I used to have lots of laughs with these people, and I found laughter was the best thing.
Yes.
And I found it there, really. And then later on in life, I got the opportunity to do Nambassa. And then someone asked me if I could blow fire, and I wouldn't have a clue, but I found someone that showed me it. I think they were called the Imperial Drunk Fools, I think they were called. Two beautiful ladies who showed me how to blow fire, and all of a sudden here I am in a production, blowing fire on the stage through New Zealand.
Wow.
With Nambassa on the road. And that was really a kick-off, really. So I did fire for about 2 years, doing nightclubs and split ends at Sweetwaters, and
yes,
you know, doing the opening to some of the big bands, and that blew me away doing that. Shame they didn't pay me the same money though.
Yes. So you were in your late 20s before you really got into the variety entertainment.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, it's late.
Well, it is late, and then, but the clown came in. You know, I started doing clowning. And,
yes.
And anything to make people laugh, really. And I really enjoyed it. I thought that was part of me, you know.
Yeah.
And I gave them the Cockney bit, you know. Hello, darling, how you doing, all that.
As you're still doing to traffic officers.
Yeah, I haven't lost my accent, that's for sure. I can say A pretty good, though. A.
You're clowning. You started your own circus, didn't you, at one stage?
Yeah, I did. I bought a bus from the Auckland Bus Company when they got rid of all their Leylands and you know, Daimlers, and they got all that Mercedes stuff. And so I managed to score one of their buses. So I parked it outside. I used to live in Epsom. Parked a bloody great big bus right outside our house, and a few people helped me paint it up, and we had People's Circus written on the side. And I went on a little journey around New Zealand doing halls and, you know, where people couldn't actually come to the cities. I went to them.
Nice. So what did you do within the circus?
Oh, I did the clown, I was the fire eater, and then I learned the escapologist little bits. And just mixed them all together as you do as an entertainer. You got a bit of this, a bit of that. Had a dog. He was better than me. He got a better clap anyway.
Dying nearly.
Nearly.
Yeah.
Fantastic animal. And they're funny. Human beings, we all love our animals.
Yes, we do.
We do. We love them.
Some people didn't love you too much when you blocked off Queen Street once, I seem to recall. Tell us about that.
Oh, God. Doing that was an escapologist show. And I think I just went off the top twins at the bank. I always loved those two. Great entertainers.
Yes.
If they're watching, love you lots. And I did a show after they finished. So I caught a bit of their crowd, as you do.
And they were busking at that
They
time.
were busking. We were all busking in days. And anyway, did the show, and it got bigger and bigger. And I'm in that little bank area, and it's just spreading out.
This was on Queen Street.
This is on Queen Street, yeah.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, this traffic came to a standstill, and I'm in the straitjacket. I'm all tied up, with chains and all that sort of stuff around me. And the police came in, and it must have looked really quite weird. Two coppers standing next to me, and I've got straitjacket and chains, thinking I'm going to go back to Oakley or something, you know what I mean? Anyway, the copper comes and he says, look, you'll have to finish. And I said, well, I have to finish it, because if you just stop my show, you're going to have a riot.
Yes.
So the sergeant said, well, how long are you going to take? I said, well, I'll do it as fast as I possibly can. So he did that, God bless him. And anyway, I finished the show. The crowd's like,
And there were literally hundreds of people, weren't there?
yeah, it was totally blocked the whole street,
Yeah.
right across. So I finished that, and anyway, everybody was happy, and the coppers were happy, and I'm standing here. It's funny, when you do a show, you've got hundreds of people. When you finish, they're all gone. And so I'm standing here, putting my stuff away, and that's how I got onto a movie, actually, from that particular show.
Yes, nice segue.
Yeah, there was like these Americans watching the show, and then come on at me and said, look, we're doing a movie. He says, have you got a suit? I thought, well, Jesus, yeah, I've got one of those. I said, is that all I need? He said, yeah. No, have I got acting ability?
Well, they've seen that.
Well, they saw me
Yes.
looking about, you know. Anyway, I managed to do this movie, what was it called? I can't even remember what it was called.
Something about a samurai.
Oh, yeah, oh, you got me, and I can't even remember it.
But they took you to the States, didn't they?
Yeah, I did this whole thing in New Zealand, and they went back to, I think it was LA, and the following day they ring me up and said, oh, look, we want you to come over and finish the last couple of shots. And I'm sitting in my mate's room going, looks like I'm off to America. So he says, oh, cool. So I said, right, I'm off. And instead of packing a bag full of clothes, I just took my work bag with chains, straight jacket and a whip, you know, horns for my head and all that sort of stuff. And I get on the plane and they're going, what's in the bag? I told them, they're going, what? They had to go into a special compartment on the plane because it had, I don't know, metal.
Yes, yeah.
And I'll get to the States, and they picked me up in a big limo. I met Patrick Wayne, that's John Wayne's son, who I actually bump off in this movie.
Right.
Yeah, God. And Carrie Snodgrass, what a funny name, but she's a lovely woman. But her man was Neil Young.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I got there and they put me up and gave me a little house at the back of one of the houses. And then we finished the movie. Went to Palm Springs and Las Vegas thing with the cars and shooting people.
You were a villain, weren't you?
I was a villain.
Yeah, how wonderful.
What other role could
Yes.
I take? But yeah, it was good fun.
Wasn't the only movie you did, was it?
No, I did another movie, a New Zealand movie called The Lustrous Energies. There was a really sweet movie done in the South Island. You know, and it also gave me what New Zealand was all about too. You know, like the Chinese have been here for donkey's years. You know,
Yes.
they were down there digging up gold. And I didn't know that. So I met the whole Chinese kind of community down in Queenstown, and there was lots of them, and they're all in the movie. You know, it was really cool.
Oh, nice.
Lovely movie, actually. Very slow, you know, But
Oh yeah, I saw it. It was wonderful.
You seen it? Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wonderful. A question I need to ask you is: you've got a crowd of hundreds, and you're performing. And how does it feel inside?
I don't know. It's just like another world. I think for most entertainers, we could be crap off stage, or get into the gig. It's just life is.
Yeah.
And then you go on stage, or you create, like me, my own stage. And once I've got my gear out and my gear on, this other world comes into you.
Yes.
You become the showman, the alter ego. You're pushing limits with people.
A whip cracker as well.
Oh,
How on earth did you do that? Because
Well, as you can see,
yeah.
I wear glasses. And I was doing a show with the whip, and I did it in Wellington, for instance, for some festival thing I was doing there, and I got this guy up, and I blew a balloon up, put it between his legs, put a cigarette at the end of the balloon, and told him I was going to take the cigarette out, and all the crowd's like this, and I'm getting this whip, and I'm cracking this whip, and it's going nowhere near the balloon, but it cracks the guy's leg, and the whole audience went, ooh, as they do,
Yeah, of course.
What have they done, and see maybe blood coming out of him, but it wasn't. Anyway, I just carried on, and the guy didn't move, and I thought, well, he's a good stick. And so anyway, I managed to get the cigarette out of his legs, and a big laugh, and he goes back to the audience, and I carry on and finish. And then I go up to this guy, and I said, look, mate, I owe you a big apology for the cracking the whip on your leg. He said, yeah, it did hurt a little bit. I said, a little bit, yeah? He said, yeah, I'll show you. And he pulled his trouser, and he had a false leg. I just went, and it was really funny. After that, I sold the whip.
Yeah.
I actually took that out of the show, because I thought, well, he's gone, I'll forgive you, but don't do it no more. So, yeah.
Well, you're one of these entertainers that you're changing. You're always reinventing yourself, and then we came to the Concrete Men.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's funny how all that became what it was. It was an idea that we had to do a corporate gig. And it was actually a recording studio similar to where we are now, who wanted to advertise themselves. So this job came up, can you take a parcel into, I think it was Fletcher's, the concrete people,
oh, yes,
building people. And these people wanted to do their advertising. So they came up with an idea of, in days we had the what do you call it, cassette videos.
Yes.
So we made one up like a brick, concrete stuff. And me and my mate, we painted ourselves up, painted the suits, got in a Rolls Royce, pulled outside Fletcher's. Took us about 20 minutes to walk from the car to the entrance of the place. It was bizarre. All these people looking out the windows, and we got in there and went up, and the reception's like, what the hell is this? Because they'd never seen anything like this before. So I showed them the thing. It's got the guy's name on the top, encrypted into this kind of concrete. Oh, she says, oh, it's the top floor. So we get in the lift, and there's me and my mate going, God, it's taken us about, half an hour or so just to get.
And you're just deliberately
we're doing
walking.
it all like slow-mo, And then we go into and they're all pointing to the office where all these people were having this big meeting. Biggest table I've ever seen in my life, too, Fletcher's. Huge. Anyway, we walk in, and we just opened the door, just walked in, and they're all having this big meeting. And everybody stops, and they're all looking at each other going, who organised this? This is good. It's breaking the moment, And there's the boss at the end of the table, and we walked up, gave him this cassette box, and he takes it, and then we just turn around and walk out. Not a word spoken.
Wonderful.
They're doing all the chatting and
Yes.
stuff. So we walked out, and after that we got quite a bit of work actually, doing stuff like that.
Yes, of course, I used to see you. The one time that I've really been impressed with what you did for, I think it was the Cancer Society in Queen Street.
Yeah.
And we've got a little bit of video of
that.
that. Let's have a look at this. amazing video. Little grainy, but amazing. How did all that happen?
I thought I wanted to do a workshop with people, you know, and what I did, I put an ad in the paper and asked for people who wanted to be statues. And I got something, I don't know, 14 people and a couple of kids, and one of them being my daughter. So I managed to make all these costumes and dress everybody, and then actually try to get permission to put a thing across that fountain that we had down the bottom of Queen Street.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and no one would give me permission. So, being Dave Sheridan, I just did it anyway. And I got some mates who were in the scaffolding business and built me a what they call a cake stand. And we dressed it with cloth, and I got everybody to stand on this cake, and we were doing this thing for cancer.
Yes, yeah.
About the sun and covering up, and you know, because it is getting harsh, it's getting worse too. And walking up Queen Street took everybody for this walk, and slow-mo, walking across the road in Queen Street at my pace,
yes,
meant everything had to stop, and it did. So we got people hanging out of windows in Queen Street. And
well, it's an amazing bit of footage.
Yeah, it was pretty special.
Back in England, before you came here, of course, did you ever dream that one day you'd be in the situation you're in? I mean, at Queen Street, and you've got all these people you're doing great things with, then you're doing your comedy and your anthropology.
Well, I mean, if I go back to like when I was a kid,
yes.
See, I never went to school, so I couldn't even read or write. I still have problems with that now.
Really?
Yeah. But I was brought up with what you would call a steptoe type character. My granddad used to ride a horse and cart, collect up rubbish, people's throwouts and stuff. And I used to hang with him. And how I got away with that is that I used to get down on where the cart was, and he had a big box, and I used to hide in the box. And when we got away from our turf to another part of London, you know, it was only out the road really, he said, "You can come out now." He knew I was there. And then he gave me a big coat, like one of those silk scarves, you know, and a cloth hat. It would be like that. And I'm only 7. I look like a little midget next to me. And Granddad was really cool. I mean, we made money. I learned how to make bread, you know. We used to do firewood, for instance, chop firewood. And he'd go to me, the best thing that I think you could actually teach your children is manners. That's the thing I learned. I didn't go to school, I learned manners, said thank you, please, all that sort of stuff. And I used to win these kind of old girls who used to come out and get wood and give them, cost them tuppence or fourpence or whatever it was, a bowl of wood, and they'd give me a penny, just because I was a good lad. Yeah? And I think from there on it was like, well, I was an entertainer.
Yes.
On a horse and cart, you know, with a dog and all that stuff. Good life, really. And then life opened up for me.
Yes.
And I think going through that stages of, I could relate to people, especially older people, because I was always hanging out with this old dude, my granddad.
Yes.
And life was very easy, really.
So you didn't leave because of hardship, you left for adventure?
Yeah, that's the adventure. That's where Captain Cook comes in.
Of course.
You know, I was always on an adventure in my life. And having this accident I had, like I did my lower back, jumping out of an aeroplane.
Yeah, that was for the Easter show, wasn't it?
Easter show.
How did that happen?
Oh, these guys were they were advertising jumping out of planes, and they grabbed me one day and said, "Come on, jump out of a plane, Dan, and you can land in the middle of the Easter show."
And you were dressed as the...
I'm dressed up, look at me, man. And I'm an idiot. Yeah, let's go. I don't know, another adventure. And I go on this plane, never done it in my life, and they put this harness on me and the guy on the back of me, and we jump out, and I'm like, you know, the face is going like that. As you come out of the plane, going, I'm going, Jesus. Anyway, no one saw me out of land, didn't say nothing, we just jumped out. And as we come into the Easter show, I'm going, I could hear the thing. And here comes the concrete man. he's just jumped out of an airplane.
So you're in character, aren't you?
I'm in character, and I'm going, oh yeah. And as we land, I'll kind of land like that, boof. And I felt my pants split, right? Fabulous feeling coming from up there. But the next day, I went to bend down and I couldn't stand up. And I had squashed a vertebrae in my back. So that's where Captain Cook comes in.
Because then you were having difficulty performing.
I couldn't perform, I couldn't do escape shows, I couldn't do anything really. Stand up, couldn't stand up. So I sat in my studio and we come up with this idea. Well, it was around the world, the whitbread race that happened down at the waterfront here. So I managed to get a spot. I made this costume in 24 hours. My hat, that Captain Cook, is an old straw hat with loads of paint on it.
Oh, really?
And it looked good. Anyways, go down there. I sit down, never done this before. And I'm going, what do? I just sit still. It's a statue. And I had masses of people around me. Just went off, and then they were advertising Captain Cook is down on the water. I didn't put that name there. It was like the press gave me the name.
So it was never Captain
I never went down there to be Captain Cook.
Really?
Just the captain, you know. And they put the name on me. And all of a sudden there I am after that gig. I went around the world, not around the world, but I did all these hotels, Australia, Singapore, all through New Zealand.
Yes.
And thank you guys, that was lovely. I had a lovely time. And we opened hotels. Air New Zealand was doing a promotion around the world. And it was me and a Maori guy. He was gorgeous, he was just lovely, he was a warrior. And he used to put the willies up me, mate, when he's in front of me doing all that stuff. I go, what the hell's all this? But yeah, it was a great journey. And from now on, I've been doing him for 22 years now.
Well, we're going to show people, there must be hundreds of thousands of people that have seen and enjoyed Captain Cook, but they've never seen the face behind the mask. And we're going to show now you putting the mask on, becoming Captain Cook.
Becoming Captain.
We'll have a look at this.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
How do I do it? Well, it's been, as I said, 22 years. So people say you meditate, and in one sense I am. But the meditation I'm was into at the beginning was I had a bad back, and I couldn't stand up. So all my energy was just thinking about my back, strengthening my back, strengthening it, because I wasn't into pills, taking painkillers. I wasn't into that. I was into a few other things, but you know, it was like I concentrate on that, and my back came right. And then later on, I do meditate, and people say, "What do you think about?" Well, I'm really trying to find that moment, and that's what the name of the show was, a moment in time. I would find someone that would appear in front of me. It was just, you know, just right out there looking at me going, wow. It was just amazing. And then I would have this contact. And then at that point I would pull a flower out of nowhere. That's where my magic came.
Yes.
Thank you, Guy. I pulled the flower out, and then I would actually get up from being a statue and offer it to a beautiful woman or a woman. And in that process, I would steal a kiss from her. And then all of the audience would just go crazy, really, in the early days.
When you're sitting there, just being purely practical for a moment, sitting there for long periods of time, how does it affect your body?
My body, well, to be honest,
You didn't get piles or anything?
No, I didn't get piles. No. Only when we bought a house. No. It does affect the body. It's very difficult sometimes. Sometimes I was so conscious of being the solid man that after a while I realised that people that are walking past me only at that moment in time. So there was a time where I could actually move instead of being like that, I could actually move a little bit.
Yes.
Make myself comfortable. And it was all to do with breathing. A lot of us don't know how to breathe, you know that. And we just, but if you really get into your breath, you can control things and you can be at peace with yourself. And really, I really am at peace when I do my work.
Dave, we've been friends a long time.
I know, yeah.
And we could spend hours and hours talking. I'm so sad that time's up, but
I'd like to interview you.
we could organise that sometime. Dave, thank you so much,
Thank you,
mate.
God. Love you
Ladies and
lots.
gentlemen, Dave Sheridan.
Thanks, people. And look after yourselves.
Well, that's our show for tonight. Wasn't it fantastic? I'd like to thank my very special guest, Dave Sheridan, and I'd like to invite you right back here, same time, same channel, next week for the Guy Cater Show. And remember, it's nice to be important, but it's much more important to be nice. Good night.